Hello everyone. In today's video I want to go over the exemplar wishes. And now you might be wondering, why is this guy talking about something that he doesn't have? Exactly, that's the whole point. I don't have it yet, but I want to have it, and I think it's the same for every single people in Season 2, 3, 1, Home Kingdom. They just literally started this same second, okay? At some point everyone wants to get to that point. So in today's video I'm gonna go over where you can get those keys from. I'm gonna go some recommendations, and I'm gonna show you and give you some math so you can figure out the best ways. Okay, that math is not purely spend more so you get there faster. So I studied economics, and in economics, like you have diminishing returns at some point. Like, let's say you have a business, you're investing in increasing your production levels, but there's always a point where increasing further production starts to give you diminishing returns, and it starts getting more and more expensive. Okay, more is not always better. Okay, you want to reach your optimal status where you're producing the amount that you need to do, where the cost is neither too high, because as I said, like in a real world situation, let's say you're producing, for example, I don't know, like a bottle of water. Okay, so you're producing 1000 of those bottles of water, and you need to consider all the expenses, transport, people you need to hire, etc, etc. Okay, then you need to consider the supply and demand of the market. Now let's say, for example, the supply increases a bit and you suddenly decide to produce 3 times as you're doing, but the supply wasn't asking for that amount. Now, for example, you need to hire more transports, more people to work, more machines, more time, more upkeep of your lighting, etc, etc. At the end, it doesn't end up being worth. Okay, so with this video I'm gonna give you the breakdown on how many gems, for example, you need to spend on a monthly basis to be the most optimal. Will you get there faster than everyone else? No. Will you invest the minimum, or not the minimum, but will you invest, like, the correlation is time per gems invested. Okay, if you want to invest just less gems, sure, like you're not gonna spend anything, but prepare to, because it's gonna take you 7 years. But if you spend some gems, it might take you 1 year or 2 years. We'll go over the math soon. Okay, but first let's talk a bit about the keys in question. So the keys we need is the 4 artifact keys. Okay, you can get 5 weeklies here, so pretty much you scrap, you can get 5 for a total cost of 1000. Okay, now bear in mind this is kinda annoying, especially for new players, because if you check my artifacts, as you can see, they're 4 stars. I cannot afford to put epic copies into my artifacts, because otherwise I'm gonna run out of fodder. And I know most free-to-play players will not be able to empty those 5 keys on a weekly basis. Okay, the only reason I've been able to keep up with this is because on the flip token, on the anniversary event, I spent 60k gems on it. Those 60k gems gave me a lot of artifact keys, and those artifact keys gave me a lot of fodder. That's why this week I already emptied. There's 4 days still for the next week, and I already have 1k. But like, I do believe it's getting tighter and tighter every single time. Okay, I cannot afford to increase my artifacts, which that I think is a bit of an oversight by the developers, to be honest. But yeah, so that's one way you can get your your keys. Use weekly fodder. That's 5 keys per week. I did the math on how long it will take to me. One more important thing, if you don't know how many keys have you used so far, if you come here, universal keys, 4 artifact keys, so far I've used 40, so that means I still need 1960 keys to unlock the 2000, which is pretty much the diamond trophy. Okay, so I'm still a long way out. Now, another way you can, well, the other way I might say, you can get this here. Okay, Forge of Light. You can come here, go, you press on this, and now you can buy here with gems. Now, we can check how much is the total gem cost. We're talking about 1.250k gems, like 1,250k gems to get the 2k, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, the other way is through bundles. Now, this bundle I don't think is the best value, to be honest. The best value for keys is like this right now. Might be the best bundle in the game, no joke. Okay, you get an artifact, you get, I think it's 27, like 12, 18, 23, Okay, it's no 23, 27. You get 27 keys. You get gold shards. You get an artifact. You get 7 days speed up, CP, everything for 10 euros. This bundle right now is cracked. Like, this is insane. Borderline, I think this might just be right now better than the monthly packs, to be honest. Yes, I haven't bought it yet, no worries. I will buy it. I'm just waiting. Like, I have other priorities right now to buy. Whenever I reach the legendary artifact, I will get it. Now, what's the second best way to get those artifact keys? Through straight up buying. So I think it's at level 50. You get the usual, like, you know, you bring the artifact level 50, so now you get a pop-up bundle. Now those pop-up bundles do not bring anymore the regular keys, they bring the forge keys, and I think it's like 10 euros for 7, 8, or I don't know exactly the numbers, but yeah, they are way better than this one here, because if we check right here, we're paying like what, like 1.20 euros per key, more or less. This is kinda useless, you can farm, and it's just one, like, bro, that's kinda useless. So yeah, this will be my third option to acquire forge artifact keys through straight up purchases. Okay, so now I already explained what are those keys, how you can get them, the free to play way and the pay to win way. I'm gonna consider the gemming of those keys as a free to play way, because you can gem those. By the way, remember always on your weekly basis to sell. I don't sell these resources yet because I need them, but my mana is being sold on a weekly base for 1.8k gems. So yeah, let's go to the mathing. Okay, so the math I did is different perspective. So I did the math for how long it will take me with my current keys to get exemplar wishes unlocked with only the 5 weekly keys as a free to play. Then I did with those 5 keys plus 10k gems invested in the artifact keys per month, with 20k, with 30k, with 40k, and with 50k gems. Okay, I gotta say, if you're planning on unlocking these with just in a free-to-play way without investing gems, if you're around the 70-year mark, you might wanna start preparing your son to keep up with your work, because you're probably not gonna see this happen, at least alive. Because with only the free-to-play way, with me, which I need was it 1935 keys, because I already put 40 there and I have 25 here, it will take me a whopping, what was it, 7 years, I think? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 7 years. 7 years and 3 months, more or less is around that mark. Okay, now look here, free keys only 7.4 years, which is absolutely insane, to be honest. Like, it's not realistic, and I don't think devs meant this to be the realistic way. Okay, now let's bring those 5 keys plus 10k gems a month. Now we're getting 16k 16 like 37 keys per month. Okay, we're looking at unlocking our exemplar wishes in 4 years and 3 months. For me, this is a long time. Like, I cannot consider this like my main goal, because I don't know where I'm gonna be in 4 years, to be honest. I don't know if I'm gonna be playing the game. So if I'm planning on doing this, like if I'm planning on doing it this way, I'm not doing it at all. I'd rather just go full wheels, because I don't know if I will still be playing the game. Okay, now we're moving to the other one, 20k gems, okay, per month on keys. Now here we already can start to see a huge difference in the time. So we're looking at 54 keys per month, so that gives us a total of 2 years and 11 months to achieve the exemplar wishes mark. This for me is way more achievable right now. Like, this is something I could consider doing. 2 years I see myself playing this game. Okay, like, bear in mind, I'm a fresh account. I still need to go through a lot of seasons. Okay, I want to make a disclaimer. They seem to, like, the devs seem to be interested in adding a couple more ways to get those keys. Like, for example, they added it in the bundle, you know, like, for example, I'm not considering that every single season you're gonna get like 27 keys from here. Okay, I'm not considering that, because there's people that buy this bundle, there's people that not. What it's like the constant stable, like the norm is you get you can get the freeze and you can use gems. Okay, even a free-to-play get gems just by selling resources, just by farming, etc., etc. So that's why I wanted to make in this video. So bear in mind, if you buy some extra bundles, if you buy like, what is this even called, like the inside rune, that time gets reduced further. Okay, but yeah, 20k gems, we're looking at 2 years, 11 months. That for me, it starts to sound reasonable. Okay, but that means every single month I need to spend 20k gems on the Forge of Light. Now, next one, 30k gems. We're getting 71 keys per month, which will give us exemplar wishes in 2 years and 3 months. For me, this is probably the mark I want to aim at. Like, I can't have exemplar wishes right now. I still want to work on my heroes. Like, this is something I'm gonna talk in a bit, but you'll see. 40k gems, okay. It's a total of 87 keys per month, which ends up being in 1 year, 10 months. And then 50k gems a month on keys totals 104 keys, which will give us a 1 year and 6.5 months. Okay, so 6 months and a half per se. Now, as I said at the start of the video, when you're calculating something in economics, not always the more is better. If you're looking at purely speed, like time, like rush it, of course the more the better, because like it's simple math. You put more, you get more in time. Now, if we're looking at efficiency, which means how many gems, like for example, as you can see clearly, going from 10k gems to 20k gems is a reduction in half the time, which that already tells you it's like you really want to go over that 10k gems mark. Okay, so the most efficient jump to make is going from 10k to 20k gems. Okay, so your borderline minimum amount, if you're looking at getting this in a reasonable amount of time, will be to spend 20k gems a month on this. Okay, it's like the biggest cut per gem in terms of time. Now, if you want the more balanced amount, which is you're spending a good chunk of gems but not too much, and you're reducing the time by a good margin, is the 30k gems a month in this. Okay, you'll take pretty much 2 years on unlocking this, which is pretty much when free-to-play players get their T5s. Usually is around 2 years, depending on the alliance they've been, etc., etc. So yeah, and you just keep in mind, you're cutting like by 5 years from anyone just considering not spending gems on this. Okay, so for me, I think I'm gonna aim for the 20k gems, and I'm gonna explain later on why. Okay, but the best time / investment balance will be the 30k gems per month. 50k gems, yes, you reduce a lot the time, but it's not that huge of a gap. You know, like spending 30k, well, spending like 20 to 30k more. No, I mean, yeah, like spending 30k more gems per month, is gonna reduce you the amount of time in about like 5-6 months. I personally prefer to wait those 5-6 months, because the main issue you're gonna encounter right now is gonna be diversification of your resources. So for example, from this season, I want Forondale and I want Theodore. If I'm putting 20k gems this month on Forge of Light, I'm gonna have to reduce a lot my wheel spins. Like sadly, that's how it is. Now, let's say for example you're in this situation. I don't want any artifact here. Yes, of course you could say, for example, like this is why in part it's good to focus on one troop type. This season is an archer and cap season, so this season I can say, okay, I'm fully ignoring Forge of Light and I'm focusing fully on wheels to get my Forondale. Okay, but next season, which is usually a monthly thing kinda, I will need to go full in on Forge of Life to compensate for this month and to do the bare minimum on the next one. Do I think that's the best approach? No, because let's say for example this month is kinda ideal because I don't want Oath of a Stormpeak. But whenever Urek comes in, I want the hero and I want the keys. So that month is gonna be super intensive in terms of gems, okay? In that case, I think you should try to keep up with, I'm not saying take the 20, the 30k mark, take whatever fits your playstyle, But I do believe that even if there's like a Forge of Light like this one, and you don't want the artifacts, you just come and you just buy the keys. In my case, like, how many will it be? So I'd be looking at buying 34 keys right now, okay? And I'm not gonna use them. I'm just gonna keep them for whenever Spring Blades or the Urak artifact comes in. But if you're doing this way, you're securing your investment. You're making sure, because it happens with, like, I trade crypto, like, it happens whenever you invest in something, okay? Like, if you have the cash on your hand and you don't have a strong mental, the likelihood that you're gonna end up spending on something flashy but fucking useless is super high. So my recommendation is, whatever mark you take, you follow that plan non-stop, okay? And there's gonna be months that you will say, fuck, I have like 200 keys and they bring me no value, but you're gonna be thankful whenever you reach your goal. So yeah, that's gonna be it. I hope this was helpful, and see you in the next one.